Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you all some of my absolute favorite terrain generation mods that are available for you to use today. I've broken these mods into 3 separate categories, the first of which is going to be mods that mainly focus on just enhancing vanilla biomes. The second adds new biomes, however doesn't include new blocks, and then the last does a little bit of everything. There are a couple rules I'm going to follow for this video. For starters, I'm not going to be including any mods that make terrain significantly bigger, such as a lithosphere or JJ Thunder to the max. There are also mods, however, that kind of fundamentally change how you play Minecraft, requiring far larger journeys. And for this video specifically, I'm focusing on terrain generation mods that are at least somewhat similar to the size of what you see in the default game. Also, I'm mainly going to be focusing on the overworld, usually just the surface. Some of these mods do provide some new interesting caves, and I'm not really going to touch on those too much. So I've established the rules, now it's time to check out the mods. The first of which again is from the category of mods that mainly focuses on enhancing vanilla biomes, is Geophilic. This is likely the simplest mod I'll be showing you today, however, the results are still usually quite obvious. Pretty much every single biome within vanilla Minecraft is going to receive a visual overhaul. Whether that's from bigger trees, large rocks scattered about, or logs on the ground, you'll constantly notice these new additional details. This mod kind of feels like Mojang just sat back and decided, hey, let's just go make all of our biomes just a little bit nicer. So this mod is more or less perfect for you if you don't want anything too crazy and would rather just have a fairly simple upgrade to vanilla biomes. Next, we've got blooming Biosphere, and once again, this mod overhauls every single biome in the overworld. It also includes 7 brand new biomes, however, I would say the main attraction of this mod is the transformations. And this mod is fairly similar to Geophilic, although I would say it does just a little bit more overhauling, and it's still in the range of being vanilla friendly. I mean, most of the biomes are recognizable compared to what they usually look like, and really between this mod and Geophilic, I'd say it just purely comes down to preference as to which one you would rather use. And now, for the last mod within this category, we have Wyther's Overhauled Overworld. Of the 3 mods I've shown so far, I'd say it's the most distinct from vanilla Minecraft. Once again, every single biome is reworked, but the changes here can be pretty significant. One of the best features found within this mod are the biome transitions. Rather than a harsh border between biomes, often you'll find that 2 biomes blend together in a very pleasing way. Overall, I'd have to say that this is probably one of the best mods on this entire list. It turns biomes into a work of art, and if you combine it with one of the terrain generation mods I'll be showing you in a little bit, pretty much everywhere you go, you're gonna stop yourself to take a screenshot, so just be warned. Now, as I previously stated, the next category will be focusing on mods that alter terrain this time around, however, still don't introduce any new blocks to the game. So you can use all of these mods along with those shown before on a server, and a completely vanilla client should be able to join. The first of these mods is Cascades Hybrid Beta. Once installed, terrain will be altered somewhat significantly, taking inspiration from what it used to look like a long time ago. In general, things are just on a larger scale and less predictable. You'll also come across some new features such as actual beaches, underground rivers, and a few new biomes. Overall, this mod does a fantastic job of kind of reintroducing an older style of Minecraft terrain generation, seamlessly merging it with newer features. Now, the next terrain generation mod I'll be covering is Tectonic. Tectonic doesn't make any changes to biomes. What it does do is significantly alter the shape of terrain. Most notably, you'll have large, prominent mountain ranges along with wider and more expansive flat terrain in the surrounding areas. Tectonic gives Minecraft a far more realistic appearance. However, the land isn't significantly larger than what you'd normally find. It's bigger for sure, and on the cusp of what I'm allowing according to the rules I said earlier, but everything still feels within reach. Of all the mods on this list, I'd say this one benefits the most from a mod like Distant Horizons. It isn't absolutely necessary, however, it does really help you appreciate just how nice your world looks. Another great mod for you to check out is Larion. This mod aims to generate terrain similar to what you'd see in fantasy setting games like Skyrim, and generally it does a pretty solid job with that. The world is quite rugged, featuring a fair bit of verticality, and like Tectonic, the overall scale is larger than vanilla, though Tectonic is still larger than this mod is. It aims to make your world feel a little more dangerous to explore, providing steep drop-offs and other hazards you'll have to constantly account for. Overall, if you're a fan of dramatic mountainous terrain filling in a significant portion of your world, you'll find that here. Moving on to a mod that adds new biomes and changes the shape of the terrain, we have Terralith. This mod is very extensive. In fact, it adds over 95 new biomes to the game and enhances most of those that are found in vanilla as well. Plus, like I said, it introduces new terrain types, so the landscape itself will also be enhanced. It even adds new structures throughout your world. Over the past few years, this mod has grown into one of the most popular terrain mods available, and for good reason. It's extremely high quality and kind of set the bar for a newer age of terrain mods. And now, for the final mod within this section, we have Terra. This mod is a significant overhaul of the entire overworld. Every single thing about it will look different. The terrain is detailed to the point it looks hand-sculpted, biomes come in a massive variety, vegetation is extra dense. It's easily one of my favorite terrain mods available, and if you want to take it to yet another level, making the game even less recognizable, you can use the terrain pack Origin. Once installed, you'll come across some very unique biomes you've likely never seen anywhere else. else. On its own, Terra feels like what Minecraft would look like if they for some reason made up Minecraft 2 or something. Origin looks like a Minecraft 2 fantasy spin-off game. So, you know, if you're looking to install a completely world-changing terrain generation mod that'll make Minecraft feel completely unfamiliar, look no further. And finally, for our last category of mods, we have those that add new biomes and new blocks to go along with them. The benefit of this is the ability for terrain and foliage to look even more unique. The drawback is the fact that you couldn't stick these in a vanilla server, and texture packs will probably look a little off as they likely won't even touch these blocks. If neither of these potential problems affect you though, don't even worry about it. First, we've got Nature's Spirit. If I could use any word to describe this mod's appearance, it'd probably be clean. Everything about the way these biomes have been constructed, the textures, is just nice to look at. They almost feel like they were pulled from an animated trailer for the game. And I'd say these biomes do blend pretty well with vanilla. None of them are what I'd call extreme. Overall, just a fantastic mod for enhancing the lineup of biomes within your world. For our next mod, we have what is probably the most popular terrain generation mod ever, Biomes O Plenty. On CurseForge, it currently sits at 170 million downloads. The next closest mod on this list is Terralith with 39 million, which is still an absolutely massive number, by the way. And I'd say this mod is actually somewhat similar to Nature's Spirit, although Biomes O Plenty does enter into the territory of providing a fantastical and extreme biomes. But yeah, Biomes O Plenty is more or less the king of terrain generation mods and has remained so for close to 10 years since it took that title from Extra Biomes XL. Coming up next, as we keep progressing in the opposite direction of vanilla, we have Regions Unexplored. This mod provides both quality and quantity. In fact, it's got over 70 new biomes and hundreds of new blocks. On the surface, I'd say these biomes are fairly even with Biomes O Plenty when it comes to how significantly they diverge from the base game, maybe slightly more. Underground, however, you will find some of the mod's craziest offerings. I stated earlier that I wasn't really going to be considering cave biomes for this video, but I feel it's worth mentioning with this mod. And finally, the most transformative mod within this section goes to Oh, the Biomes We've Gone. The mod features over 50 new biomes. They're full of unique large-scale trees with vibrant leaves, and you'll often come across mega-structure landforms that dominate your surrounding views. Also, in case you couldn't tell by the obviously very similar names, this mod is a sequel to the very popular Oh, the Biomes You'll Go. Once again, it's a pretty game-changing mod, a complete diversion from the vanilla experience, and if you're okay with that, it's probably perfect for you. Now, many of these terrain generation mods can be mixed and matched in interesting ways. Some may not be entirely compatible with one another. I'd say in general, if you'd like to mix mods, pick one that alters terrain such as Tectonic, then pick a mod that adds or enhances biomes like Wyther's or Nature's Spirit. Combining these mods can provide some absolutely incredible results. And if you'd like to add some finishing touches to your terrain, you could install a mod like Continents, which makes oceans much larger and land masses more, well, continent-like. You can see exactly what I mean if you use this website. It's linked on the Continents mod page. No longer will you just have an endless stretch of land interrupted by really big lakes. Overall, any of these options I've shown today are fantastic choices, and there's still plenty of other great terrain mods out there. In fact, if you feel like unfairly omitted anything, let me know. And you know, just share your favorite terrain generation mods in general. I'd love to hear what you think. Anyway, if you'd like to try any of these mods, I will leave them linked in the description, of course. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And until next time, thanks for watching.